Welcome to Collectible Motorcar of Atlanta. My name is Chris, and today I've got a very special 1970 Chevrolet Nova Pro Touring for you guys. This thing has got a ton of trick parts on it, like a big block with a turbo, carbon fiber cowl hood, 6-piston Brembo brakes, really nice American racing wheels. The fenders and the rear quarters have been stretched on this one. You've got a 12-point roll cage, racing seats, fuel injection. I can keep going on and on. But let's go ahead and jump into this video. Let's start up front. As you can see, you've got a custom Nova bumper here. You've got some aftermarket pod lights, LED pod lights there to give you some extra light at night. They're really cool. They actually have DRLs in there that you can run, or you can flip the switch twice and get the full fog light. You got a custom lip here to give you some aero. Also, the turbocharged pipes there, they were hanging down a little lower in the pictures, but we actually modified them and brought them up another inch to give you a little bit more clearance. You've got a good solid 6 to 7 inches there above the ground. You've got an awesome carbon fiber cowl hood here. You've got a really unique white stripe painted on here with a blue pinstripe. This thing just screams American muscle. It's red, white, and blue, just like the American flag, and it just looks amazing. You got this custom grille in here that looks really nice, all been blacked out in a matte black. You've got some really nice high-end LED headlights there that also have the DRLs. Justin will get some B-roll of those turning on with the lights going around the halo there. Looks really cool, gives it a really modern look. This thing just looks menacing going down the highway. It gets tons of looks. I drove this one home the other day and I was getting thumbs up from guys in BMWs, which is crazy. But it definitely has a really unique look to it. The fender here in the front has been stretched 10 inches, guys. So that gives you a lot of extra room for a big wide wheel here. It looks really, really nice. You've got a custom 3D printed scoop here with the logo 468T stating the cubic inches of the big block and also stating that it is turboed. All your window trim here is blacked out. Your mirrors are blacked out. Definitely gives this thing a really cool menacing look. You also have your door handles that have been blacked out as well. And you've got this really cool custom air ducting here that runs back into the back to help cool the transmission, I apologize, the rear end and the brake setup in the back. Gives it that really cool race car look. And guys, one thing I want to mention too is, yeah, this thing looks like a race car, but this thing can be daily driven. It's got some really nice suspension on it. It's Fox adjustable shocks, and it's really adjusted and tuned in right now for really good daily driving. It's nice and soft. It eats the bumps really good, but when you want to take it to the track, you can adjust them really easy on the remote reservoirs, and you can definitely dial it in for a track day if you'd like. But overall, all the panels on the car fit really good. I will mention the hood is carbon fiber, and as most of you guys know, fiberglass and carbon fiber typically doesn't fit as good as steel. So the hood fits good, but you know, it does have some little minor issues as far as fitment, but nothing crazy. Like I said, it looks really good, but if you're really picky and you're looking for excellent gaps, you're not gonna get that with a carbon fiber or fiberglass hood. Let's go ahead and open up the doors. I want to show you that the door does not stick or sag. Nice shut there. The roof of the car is in really good condition, nice and clean, no dents or major scratches or anything like that. As we work our way back to the rear quarter here, really nice and clean, nice, clean, sharp body line here. And the rear back here is stretched, I believe, 12 inches, if I remember correctly. It's in the write-up, so if you guys want to check that out, or you can give us a call and we can go over that with you. But I believe it was stretched 12 inches to get you a really wide tire. The back tire out here is a 315, so you got plenty of rubber on the ground. I'm pretty sure it's a 315 all the way around. It's a squared stance. As we look at the back glass here, your glass is in excellent condition. Your package tray back here is really nice, no issues there. Your black trim around the window looks really nice as well. And that white stripe with the blue pinstriping follows up back here on the trunk. You've got a custom rear spoiler here to add some downforce and give it a really cool aggressive look. You've got a custom bumper here. This came off a 69 Firebird, which is crazy to think that it fits on here, but it gives it a pretty cool look. You got custom LED tail lights as well, and you got a custom gas fill cap here. But overall, super clean car, really nice, and this thing drives amazing. Let me grab the key real quick and we can open up the trunk. So your fuel cell and your roll cage and everything follows up back here in the trunk. We do have some extra parts here and paperwork as well. Just kind of going over the paddle shifters and some of the other modifications that are done to the vehicle. It's all in this box here. You've got your fuel pump there. That's what you're seeing right here. This is your fuel pump for the Phytech system. You've got your red top Optima battery there as well with some relays, and you've got your fuel cell here as well. Also, this is what I was talking about, the Fox shocks, where you have the remote reservoirs. You can adjust them here, and you can stiffen them to make them softer. Like I said, with the way we have them adjusted now, it's good for daily driving. Still firm enough to where if you want to have some fun on some back roads, you can do it, but it's not beating you up on these rough Atlanta roads. But overall, the trunk is very nice. Like I said, the roll cage runs through here, really keeps the chassis nice and tight. All right, guys, let's go ahead and shut this trunk, and you can follow me up front, and I'll show you that beautiful big block. We'll go ahead and take these hood pins out here. I just like to pull them out, lay them down right there so they're not hitting the bumper. You do have a little hood release here that you have to hit to raise up. As you can see, this engine's had tons of work. You got custom Chevrolet valve covers. You've got a nice performance intake manifold. You've got that Phytech fuel system, EFI system there right on top of the intake manifold. You've got all your custom intake piping. You've got a front runner system here that's all done in billet. AC blows cold. That's all modern. That's been recently done by the previous owner. You also have a Willwood master cylinder over there. You do have manual brakes, but this is set up really nicely, and the pedal feels really nice, and it works excellent. You've got that big turbo sitting over there. This car makes around 6 pounds of boost, but it can make a lot more by putting a different wastegate spring in there. You can definitely turn the boost up pretty quick. You got a nice aluminum radiator here. You've got your intercooler up front as well. But overall, guys, this thing is built right, and we have tons of receipts on this thing, adding up over $30,000 just by the previous owner with some of the stuff that he did to it. But overall, a very, very nice car. But with that being said, let's get to my favorite part, and let's take this one for a drive. All right, guys, we're out in the 70 Nova taking it for a drive. We're going to start with pointing out some of the key features on the interior. You've got a custom dash here with odometer gauges that are white-faced. All the gauges work properly. You've got your voltage, your oil pressure, your fuel, your water, and your trans temps. All the temps look great on here. Your mile per hour works over here. Your RPM works. You've got a nice little boost gauge here mounted on the column. Shows you the boost. Like I said, this car's making about 6 pounds of boost, but you can easily go up on it. You've got all your controls here for your ignition, your starter, your fuel, or your fuel pump, your trans cooler, and your radiator. You've got a high and off and a low. We always keep it on high with this big block, especially now that it's warm out here. We do have the AC going. It's blowing nice and cold in here. You've got a nice custom Bucknick steering wheel here as well as a custom shifter that allows you to manually shift. And as you can probably see on the video, we do have paddle shifters here, and they do work, and we'll get to that here in just a minute. You got a custom column. You got a custom mirror up here on the roll cage that gives you a 180 view of the car. So those days where you're tracking it and you're wanting to keep an eye on the guy in your rearview mirror, you've got plenty of angles and views there to see that. You got custom carbon fiber door panels with custom billet window cranks and door handles. But overall, the interior is very nice in here. The roll cage looks nice. Your carpet's in great condition. But let's get to how the car drives. Overall, my impression is very, very good on this car. It drives very nice. It's got plenty of power. If I had to guess, I would say somewhere around 550 to 600 horsepower. We do not have any dyno numbers on this car, but that is where I'm kind of putting the horsepower. I drive tons of cars, so I kind of have an idea of what they feel like. The steering on this car is phenomenal. It's nice and tight, and it's responsive. The car feels planted, and that's added to the custom chassis, the suspension, and the roll cage in here. The brakes feel fantastic. Like I mentioned earlier, they are manual, but man, they feel really nice. They're responsive. You hit the pedal, I mean, this car wants to stop. They are a little firm, but nothing crazy. It's kind of what you get from a manual brake, but overall, the brakes work very nicely. But overall, the way it drives is fantastic. All right, guys, to turn on the paddle shifters, you just flip the switch up. That turns the paddle shifters on. Then you just tap it, upshift. To downshift, you hit here, and it'll downshift it. But we'll go ahead and put it back into automatic mode here, and we'll just finish our cruise. But overall, guys, this car drives fantastic, makes plenty of power, has a killer look to it. I actually got a guy over here smiling ear to ear on it. But this thing is just bad to the bone and really nice. But let's go ahead and get back to the shop, put this on the lift so I can show you the custom chassis and the custom suspension on this bad to the bone Nova. Hey guys, we got the 70 Nova here back at the dealership up on the lift. I want to start with the front suspension here. This is a Chris Austin Chassis Works front suspension kit. Comes with the cross member, the tubular control arms, the triple adjustable Fox shocks with a remote reservoir, and rack and pinion steering. That is what really gives this car a great handling ability. You do have the 6-piston Bear brakes up here as well. You've got your hot side of your turbo that's all wrapped in the exhaust wrap there. You do have your charge piping and everything up there. Like I said, we did tuck that up. So the pictures that we took on our website was before we did that. So in the pictures it looks a little low, but we've actually moved it up about an inch. Your engine pan here is nice and dry. We did a fresh oil change when this car came in. Transmission pan here, this is a 4L80 transmission built, so it handles all the power very well. You've got your exhaust that runs back here into a Y pipe, and then dual out the back with some Gibson mufflers that sound really nice. You've got all your subframe connectors and everything here as well. The bottom of the car is really clean. The floor pans are nice and solid. All your fuel line is held up with P-clamps and is done very, very nicely. All the welds look really clean here as well. Look at my cheat sheet here. Out back, you do have a modified G-bar 4-link by Chassis Works. So that's going to be all this. You got billet control arms here. You got a Curry 9-inch rear end. The Curry 9-inch rear end has the, it's got the full floater rear end and the billet control arms like I mentioned earlier. You do have the triple adjustable Fox shocks as well. The reservoirs are mounted up in the trunk, and you have a stainless steel fuel tank. This car also has a oil cooler and a transmission cooler on it. So everything stays nice and cool for you when you're hitting the track or out on the street cruising. But guys, this is a fantastic car that's had a ton of money in the build. You could not build this car for what we're asking. So with that being said, if you guys are interested in this beautiful Nova, give us a call at 770-738-7111. You can ask for me, Chris, or my partner, Justin, and we can help you with financing, shipping, answer any questions you want, or get additional pictures or video for you. And if you guys would like to come in and test drive this vehicle, come on down. We can work that out for you and put you in this and get this to you as quick as possible. With that being said, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you guys are already subscribed, we appreciate your support, and we'll catch you on the next one.